This Tupac slander that I keep hearing over and over and over again is ridiculous. Like, bro, we're not about to keep trying to dilute what he did by saying, oh, his lyrical ability wasn't crazier than the rappers that's out now. Most of the rappers that's out now are not saying anything close to what Tupac was saying in the 90s. What Tupac, Biggie, all of these 90s rappers, 80s rappers was doing was advanced for their time. In the 90s, it was the peak level of, yo, this is the most advanced shit we're hearing from every aspect of what rap and hip hop is about. From the storytelling to lyrical ability. You had people like Big L and, like, what are you talking, nigga? If they came out now, they would be the one. Like, you would have never even had bars and storytelling. You know how many of these little idiots make songs that have 20 lines that Tupac said, and they made 2 verses out of it? This dude said 3 or 4 words that he said in a song the way he said it, and they make a whole song out of it. Drake right now has multiple songs stealing from artists that came out in said time period. So why are we acting like these artists are more advanced? They're not more advanced. They're less advanced. The more advanced people was the ones who brought all of these styles and things to hip hop. The flashy shit, all of this stuff was already here before. The tattooing, all of that shit was around already. Y'all niggas made growing locks a actual thing in hip hop when there was mad reggae artists already doing that years ago. Why do we keep Yo, I'm gonna be very clear. The only people that are of high nature lyricists that can compare, or you could say arguably is better than the people of old, are battle rappers. And the things that people did in the 90s, remember, hip hop was started off of a battle, bruh. Get your fucking facts straight. It was started off of a battle. The most advanced form of lyricism came when hip hop was created, period. It didn't start just only at a certain time period, but as hip hop grew, it advanced even more. When the 90s came, it was the peak level, even in the late 90s, all the way up until, you could say, some of the early 2000s was the peak level of what people were doing with bars. And I'm talking about up to 2003. That's where we stopped. Everything after that began to be commercialized. Like, all right, this is just commercial shit now. Now it's just, oh, who's beefing, who got the best melody track, who got the best Nelly sounding type of song. Like, it was that. And then the ringtone era, and then the Soulja Boy type ringtone era, dance song. You gotta make a hit with a dance attached to it. Yo, it was Crank That Batman. That happened in hip hop. Stop this shit, yo. Stop this. Hey, people that are 30 and below, we are not experiencing the greater version of hip hop. This is the worst. This is the most watered down. The past 10 years have been the absolute trashiest era of hip hop ever. Compare it. Please compare it. Compare the data. Compare everything. Compare it. Look how long it took for us to get a Nicki Minaj. And look how long she lasted as the queen of hip hop. She's still the queen of hip hop. You know why? Because none of these women that came out were anywhere close to what she is. And we just talking about lyrically. She came out in the early 2000s. She got famous, like superstar famous, by like 2010. It's 2022. She's been out for almost 20 years. Do y'all understand that? This shit is ass. The biggest rappers in the world are still the biggest rappers ever. What are we talking about? You see the difference on stage when they rapping complex lyrics word for word in a show versus these. Yeah, I fuck on your aunt. Yeah, I fuck on your bitch. Oh, I got my ops. I'm smoking on a pack. I see you from across the street. I shoot you with this unrealistic gun. I'm gonna give all the evidence to the cops. Shut the fuck. Yo, this shit is trash, yo. This hip hop shit out here right now is garbage. I don't care what age you are, who you think it appeals to. That's the problem. When hip hop was being formed, that shit was appealing to the world. That's why it grew the way it was. It's not you niggas. You niggas that's coming out, you like the T-Pains of the world. Y'all not the ones that grew. What the fuck? You influence a specific sound. These people influence the entire nature of music. You got R&B artists that don't do songs like R&B because hip hop is big as it is. Those people gonna say they influences is the same old motherfuckers. You know how long ago Lil Wayne came out and everybody, young, old, calls him their GOAT? Lil Wayne came out in the, you guessed it, the 90s. He came out in the 90s. Eminem came out in the 90s. Even your J. Cole's and Kendrick's of the world been rapping, not famous, but been rapping since the early 2000s. Y'all just caught on to them when they got famous and was on BET and 106 and Park and all that shit. But yo, when you do y'all history, all y'all favorite niggas came out over 10, 20, almost 20 years ago. Lloyd Banks is dropping music. All of these rappers that we could, Fabulous drop music. None of y'all are rapping at that frequency, that level. None of the Lobby Boys, all of it. Like, what are y'all talking about? T-Pain is wrong. All you who agree with him is wrong. That's not an opinion. That is a fact. That's a statistical facts that support it and everything. Hip-hop was way more influential back then than it is now. It's only influential because of its peak level of success. The marketing that's behind it, because they're trying to find the new Jay-Z's. They ain't trying to find the new Trippie Reds. The fuck? That shit is dead. That wave died in 2 years. The auto-tune wave is so trash. Everybody says it's trash. T-Pain is a genius and an extraordinary artist. He is. Not every auto-tune related artist. Man, if you don't get that shit the fuck out of here, that shit has ruined hip-hop. Ruined it. Everybody sounds melodic instead of sounding like they're talking to you. They ain't talking to niggas' souls no more. You ain't uplifting nothing. You ain't saying nothing that's like, oh my God, did you hear that bar? When the last time you heard a rapper of this day and age say, yo man, that bar was so crazy. Like, bruh, that verse, nobody said anything better than that. You're not saying that about these people. You got YBN Cordae out of the many. Stop playing with Tupac, yo. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Them rappers back then was way more advanced than y'all could imagine. The styles they started, all of that shit. The type of beats they started. You niggas didn't even start trap. Trap been around. Now, wrong about that. Fucking idiots. Only in hip hop we just keep saying dumbass shit. Like, these people. You think they be saying, yeah, man, oh, Taylor Swift is way better than Elvis. The fuck? Only, yo, I'm out of here.